This K&N air intake system is designed to increase vehicle power and acceleration by reducing restriction in the intake path. The 57-3066 air intake has received a CARB-O number and it is street legal in all 50 states. This air intake system fits 2007, 2008, 2009, and 2010 Chevy Silverado and GMC Sierra 2500 and 3500 HD with 6.6-liter diesel engines, in addition to other vehicles identified on the K&N website or catalog. K&N power testing showed an estimated power gain of 19.6 horsepower at 2,900 RPM, with this air intake installed on a 2007 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD with a 6.6-liter diesel engine. Actual results will vary depending on the condition of the vehicle, mileage, weather, and other variables. With the air intake installed, we ran the vehicle on the dyno to test the sound comparison versus the stock intake. The intake kit includes components that have been designed or matched to the needs of these vehicles to produce a safe horsepower increase. Detailed installation instructions are included with this kit. The tools needed for this install are shown. Turn off the ignition and disconnect the negative battery cable. Depress the locking tab, then disconnect the mass air sensor electrical connection. Loosen the hose clamp, which secures the stock intake tube to the turbo inlet tube. Disconnect the stock intake tube from the turbo inlet tube. Then, lift the complete stock intake assembly from the vehicle. Install the silicone hose onto the turbo inlet tube and secure it with the hose clamp. Remove the two airbox mounting grommets from the airbox mounting plate. Remove the 3 airbox mounting plate bolts. Install the gasket onto the mass air sensor adapter. Remove the 2 screws that secure the mass air sensor onto the stock intake tube. Then, remove the mass air sensor. Install the mass air sensor into the adapter and secure it with the provided hardware. Install the mass air sensor assembly into the K&N intake tube. Secure the mass air sensor assembly to the K&N intake tube with the provided hardware. Remove the filter minder and grommet from the stock intake tube. Install the filter minder and grommet into the K&N intake tube. Install the L bracket onto the heat shield with the provided hardware. Install the other L bracket onto the heat shield using the provided hardware. Install one of the 11-inch edge trims onto the heat shield. Install the remaining 11-inch edge trim onto the heat shield. Install the heat shield assembly onto the factory airbox mounting plate and secure it with the factory bolts removed in a prior step. Set the K&N air filter into the heat shield. Install the K&N intake tube into the silicone hose at the turbo inlet and into the heat shield. Then secure the K&N intake tube with the provided hose clamp and hardware. Install the K&N air filter onto the intake tube and secure it with the provided hose clamp. Install the 20-inch piece of edge trim onto the filter cover. Install the filter cover onto the heat shield and secure it with the provided hardware. Reconnect the mass air sensor electrical connection. Reconnect the negative battery cable. Double check to make sure everything is tight and properly positioned before starting the vehicle. The CARB exemption sticker included in the kit must be visible under the hood, so the emissions inspector can see it when the vehicle is required to be tested for emissions. It will be necessary for all K&N high-flow intake systems to be checked periodically for realignment, clearance, and tightening of all connections. Failure to follow the above instructions or proper maintenance may void warranty. For more product information, go to knfilters.com. K&N makes products for nearly every vehicle on the road. The K&N website allows you to search products by vehicle or dimension. Download installation instructions, view dyno charts showing estimated horsepower gains for this product, and view product details. For information on where to buy K&N products, go to knfilters.com.